Alright guys, I figured that I would start making a generalized place for all of your Hut news throughout the year. So without further ado, this is the week 1 Hut news with No Sleeves 12. I'm No Sleeves. Wow, really gotta work on that opening. Yikes. Alright guys, so let's get right into it. I hope you guys have had a great opening week or weekend, depending on what version of the game you got, when it comes to Hut. This is my first real season at Hut, and I'm having a blast with it, so I hope you guys are too. Now on Friday, we got announced that there was a monthly reward card, an 88 Ray Ferraro Legend, and to obtain them, you needed to cash in 40 monthly collectibles. This is done a few ways. You get one in your 8-hour daily pack, so essentially you get 3 in 24 hours if you're really on your stuff. You can also get one and do it by finishing the daily objectives. These are a few objectives: complete a few games, score a couple goals, take a few shots, those kinds of things. Every day there is a set of daily rewards. You finish that, you also get a collectible. So in total, you can get 4 in a day. But for the most normal people, you can get 3. Which means you have more than enough time with the amount of time remaining to get the 88 Ray Ferraro. And in the first month of the game going into October, he is a great card to have. Pretty much everyone can use an 88 even near the end of September. So it is a good card to work towards. And it's free, so like, come on. Also released were 5 new Hut alumni cards. These cards are temporarily available until September 17th. And can only be found in packs, and one of them particularly is like basically almost impossible to obtain because of the cost in the auction house. So let's get into those cards. Alright, so starting things off is Buffalo Sabre alumni Phil Housley. Decent card, 87 overall, obviously going to improve on pretty much almost everyone's team. He has a little bit lower speed rating, it's under 90. His shot, though, is ridiculous. And in 19, shot matters almost as much as speed, but his speed is a little low for the price point he's going for here. Next up is the Edmonton Oilers' Kevin Lowe. Again, not a bad card, 85 overall. His speed, though, again, it's lacking quite a bit. It's well under 90. His shot, though, makes up for it. So, I mean, it's not bad on the third or fourth line, to be honest with you, but any card that's around 90 and above is just going to burn by him, so you got to be careful. Maybe a power play guy on the point, that kind of stuff. But for about 50K, I'd look elsewhere. Next is Scott Walker from the Nashville Predators. This is just a novelty card. If you're a Nashville fan, maybe. I remember Scott Walker from the mid-2000s, so it was kind of cool to see him get a card, but his speed and shot are not nearly enough to, you don't want to chase the overall rating when his speed and shot just aren't good enough, really, to compete with the other cards that are 83s. So I would pass on this one. He's going for about 10K, though, so if you really like Nashville, maybe, then yeah, cop him. Here's the big one. All right, Winnipeg Jets alum Teemu Selanne, 90 overall. His speed, again, is kind of average for a top-end card, a little over 90, but his shot is probably one of the best in the game currently. Totally worth picking up if you're rich. Unfortunately, on PlayStation, he's going for well over 600K, and last night was the only one I saw get sold, and that was about 450. So if you really want to chase Teemu, I guess you could break the bank on him, but you could build a stack team for that amount of money. And unfortunately, unless you're packing this one, I mean, again, I would love to have this card, but his shot is absolutely nuts. Yeah, he's just way too expensive to grind for, especially because it's only a limited time card. So I would wait until his legend comes out, because I'm sure that'll happen eventually. This one's nuts. Last up is the Minnesota North Stars alum Pete Lopresti. Sick goalie to have, considering he's the mask he wears and things like that, but just another average goalie. Goalies are kind of overpowered so far. You can get away with an 80 and above, so if you want to chase him because he looks cool, that's fine. It's cool they put North Stars and like the Quebec Nordiques and Hartford Whalers eventually, obviously, because they are their alums in the game. I think that's kind of cool, but this one's going for about 25K. You can get a way better goalie for 25K, and they don't really matter all that much anyways. Every single goalie is making ridiculous saves. So, but again, kind of a cool card to put in the game. Last little bit of news is on the first comp season. So basically the rewards for this season would be anywhere in the top 1 to 10. You'll get an alumni Keith Primo from the Carolina Hurricanes, 87 overall. Just looking at his stats, though, for his shooting and skating, Nothing crazy, but it is a cool card to have, especially if you're that good. I mean, might as well get a reward in the first month of the game. The seasons will run same thing as last year. You'll get packs depending on where you place, and each season will end on Monday at midnight. So 11:59 on each Monday for the next 3 weeks, and then the season will end. Let's see if you can't get yourself some free packs. And it'll end today's video with just a recap of my team so far, as well as my thoughts on the market. The market has already crashed and gone back up in the span of about 2 days. Prior to the full launch of the game, all player prices were down. You could get a Hedman for about 30K. I know Kopitar is still pretty cheap, under 20 for an 85 overall. Prices were pretty crazy. Now they've gone up to about normal. You can get a Stamkos for like 60K. Things are now evening out because there's actually enough coins in the market to sustain the amount of packs that were being ripped. Gold collectibles are still the stopgap, unfortunately, because you can only make them in the timer's 24 hours, and the pull rate in packs is so low. 20K is what you're looking at, which means a lot of the legend cards are going to be tough to obtain. So that is something that you want to watch for. Anytime you see a gold collectible for anything under 20K, you kind of want to snap it up because you can really turn a profit, unless it's like 19,000, obviously. But anyways, guys, I hope that you guys like this video. I'm going to do one every week to give you an update on the new stuff that's come out and whatnot, any updates in Hut. And yeah, we'll see if we can have some fun with it. All right, you guys stay sweet.